Hey, it's Ben the Coin Geek, and I got a question from somebody that I get a lot, and that is, why do coin dealers change their buy prices on gold when the price goes up, and then they tend to pay less for it? And I know the feeling because, for example, you see that at the gas pump, right? You see the price of gas goes up, and like the next minute the price goes up, but then when the price of gas goes down, it takes a while for it to come down in price. So there's a lot of fluctuation that happens in the marketplace. And a lot of what happens is really just what you call supply and demand, which I know most of you watching probably aren't necessarily into economics necessarily, but economics is really just the study of people and how they act and how they react to things. So let me tell you exactly how it works. So this is going to be a real world example. Currently, as I'm filming this, gold over the last couple months has gone from like $1,200 to $1,500. So I've been living through it right now, and I can tell you exactly what happens. What happens is you'll have in a very stagnant market when things aren't really moving around much, you'll kind of have your buy and sell prices established as best as you can. Now, some coin dealers out there probably have a lot of money, but most coin dealers um, don't have enough money to where they can just buy gold all day long and hold on to it because it adds up really fast. I mean, someone's bringing in 10 or 20 ounces of gold, and pretty soon you're talking 20 or $30,000. And how much of that can you do without having to sell it again to recoup some of your cost, especially if you're working on margins that may be at a wholesale level a couple percentage points. So what happens is you've got that baseline that you've been working with in a stable market, and then the market starts to ratchet up. The prices start going up, and what does that do? Well, what that does is a lot of the buyers kind of pause. I'm not going to buy right now because I've been buying at 1200. I don't want to buy at 1300 or 1400. And a lot of the sellers come out of the woodwork because they look at it and they say, you know what? Um, Man, I've been waiting for gold to move for the last couple of years and it's been stagnant. I'm going to sell now. So literally you have a market that is no longer level, it's inverted, where you have lots of people going to sell their gold and very few people coming in to buy gold. So, as an example, a couple months ago, wholesale prices on gold eagles were somewhere between $10 and $15 over spot. In other words, if I bought a coin, I could sell it. If I bought a 1 ounce gold eagle, I could sell it to a big wholesale dealer for whatever the current spot price is plus $10. Now, so I can base my buy price on that. And if I want to be at making 2 or 3%, so maybe I'm paying 98%, 97% of whatever spot is. Now, as the price goes up, I start buying a lot of gold. All of a sudden, I'm wholesaling more gold. Well, what's happening? The same thing's happening across the country. This actually happens not just locally, but everywhere. And so pretty soon, your wholesalers start dropping their buy price because what are they doing? All they're doing is buying gold also. The same thing's happening to them, only with more zeros on the end. The exact same thing happens to them. So they start lowering their buy price. So maybe they were at spot, and then all of a sudden they're at like 99.5%. Maybe they're at 99%. So if I still want to have that 3% margin built in, then and they're at 99%, I'm going to be back down to 96%. So, and if there's any other market fluctuation I want to avoid, maybe I'm at 95% now. So, one of the things about this is that it is a temporary situation. So, typically, when you see the prices elevate and change like this, what happens is over time, there still comes a point at which you have some more stable market coming down the road. Now, in the middle of it, it can be really tumultuous for your local coin shop or whoever you deal with because they can run into cash flow issues and stuff like that. So, but for the investor, for the collector, you might look at it completely differently. You probably look at it completely differently because you've got some type of long-term goal in mind with your buying of gold, or maybe you're just holding on to it, as a family heirloom and you don't care what the price is. But for a company that provides a service of buying and selling gold, and you want to be fair and work on small margins and not rip people off, it really can be difficult to navigate because one day you call and say, "Hey, I want to sell some gold," um, and the price is up here, and the next day the price comes a little lower relative to spot. Now, of course, the whole time the spot prices run up, so the seller is making more money, but it can be frustrating for the consumer when you're used to getting spot and then you get 99%. But the same thing's happening to the dealer. The dealer is also finding out sometimes the hard way that the market shifted on them. So if they bought all of their a big deal of gold at their old buy price, and then they call all their wholesale distributors and try to wholesale it out, they may find out that, oh, yeah, their buy price is also dropped. So now I'm not really going to make anything on this deal. So anyway, that is what happens on the inside. That is how it works when the gold prices rise up. That is why you see the buy prices come down. And hopefully it's not too dramatic, but just keep that in mind. I mean, the next time if you see silver run up from, $17 an ounce to $40 an ounce, you're going to see that same thing where you see that marginal shift on it. But the point is, at the end of the day, if you're selling in those higher markets, you're still doing good, and your coin dealer is not trying to rip you off. His margins are moving around on him too. And he's trying to maintain cash flow and provide the service of turning your gold or your silver into the money that you want to turn it into. So thanks for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. Please leave some comments. You can follow me here on YouTube and also on Instagram. But if you hit this little button up here, you can subscribe, and I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.